Today on the channel, we're back again with another day of WrestleMania Mattel reveals. We got the good, we got the bad, and we got the straight up ugly.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another WWE Mattel Reveals video, part of WrestleMania weekend. If you missed part 1, check out that video from the other day. This is part 2, and I fully expect maybe Sunday night, maybe Monday morning, somewhere around there. What is time? What is days? What is videos? What is YouTube? What am I? I don't know. But I would expect maybe a third video, as we do know there's a panel on Sunday where I'm sure we're going to see some more stuff. CM Punk's going to be there. Have to imagine we're going to see a couple more CM Punk figures. A lot's going to be happening, so stay tuned to that video. Like I said, late Sunday night, Monday, something like that. It'll be out there. But this is part 2, and we got some new things revealed last night. Thanks to our friends over at Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle, save 10% as usual. But they did have an interview with Bill and Steve from the Mattel team. Went through some new reveals, some renders, and then, of course, Saturday, they're in the case, some of these figures. So that is pretty cool to get those right away like that. We're here for that. A few extra surprises along the way we're going to talk about, and even some new Zombie Sailor stuff that, oh my gosh, playing all the hits right there. Can't wait to dive into the Zombie Sailor stuff. But let's just go through it. Kamikaze style as usual. We're going to go through it, and we're going to first see Becky Lynch. And apparently Becky Lynch will be the Chase edition in this set here. I believe 113, I think was what they said. Becky is going to come with a ladder, but the first thing we obviously noticed right away from that Becky Lynch figure is the yellow and green means only one thing. Huge Oakland A's fan, huge Terry Steinbach fan. I did hear that Becky Lynch did reach out to Terry Steinbach for some tips climbing this ladder because Terry Steinbach cleans a lot of gutters on the weekends. That's what he does in his spare time. He loves it. He says mind-numbing, but he clears his head cleaning gutters. A lot of experience on the ladders. Becky Lynch asking him for some ladder techniques, wearing tribute gear in honor. Shout out to Becky Lynch. Shout out to good friend of the channel, Terry Steinbach. So looking good there. This Becky Lynch, new head sculpt on her here too. I'm excited about this one. This one actually looks pretty good. And we don't get females as the Chase very often, so this is something a little bit extra special. Now, we knew Tony D'Angelo was coming from NXT, and I talked about that in the first video. I'm here for our NXT guys. Well, right on that, we got his partner in crime in more ways than one. We got old Stacks right there. All Stacks coming in hot. Part of NXT as well. Former tag team champion in NXT. So another first time in the line. Last time, we'll see what happens. I fully expect him to have a little bit more accessories, maybe a shirt, something like that, maybe a hat, who knows. We're getting Stacks in the line for the first time. And speaking of first time in the line, we're getting JD McDonough of course, Judgment Day. He is going to have one of those hair gimmicks where you can change the hair. Choose your own hair adventure, as we do say here. But another first timer in the line. You do get the entrance jacket with him. A lot of people going to be here for that one. A lot of people collecting the first time in lines. And you really want to build that Judgment Day team, you really have to have him, of course. And we're going to see somebody else that might be part of that team here in a second. And then what is old is new again, of course. Bray Wyatt back. You know, they put the little kibosh on him for a while. Now he's back full steam ahead, getting more figures. I still have to watch that documentary that dropped on the Peacock. I'll watch that maybe the next week or so. What is time, once again. But this one was from that 2-pack. Was it like that Moments 2-pack? And I think it was going to come with the canoe. Or not a canoe. This is a boat. I don't know if it was a canoe. And Matt Hardy and maybe the lawnmower is at that pack, I believe. But we're getting this back released out there. Should be good to get Wyndham Rotunda, Bray Wyatt in this case here, back in the line. And speaking of him, we're going to get an ultimate version of him as well from the glow-in-the-dark match, the pitch black match, whatever it was. Truly a 2-in-1 figure. This is a must-have 2 Lucys in your collection. You want to have them in that glow-in-the-dark look, and you want to have them in the regular look as well. No doubt about it, I'm picking up 2 of that one for sure. But that did look pretty good. I think that'll be a very popular one. Obviously, people are going to be really wanting some of these Fiend figures as they do come out. Then we did see another Logan Paul coming. Are we Logan Paul'd out yet? I guess by the time this one comes, maybe there'll be some time in between some things. But we're getting Logan Paul once again in the yellow-black attack, which means only one thing. Striper fan, as we do know. Logan Paul rocking Striper all day long. And then, of course, the next guy, we got a complete Judgment Day, and you got to have R-Truth. He might have been a member, maybe not, but of course R-Truth coming back to the line. We've had a few R-Truths over the years. Good to have another one here released. I'm here for all the R-Truths. Now, after that, though, we turn our attention to some more Ultimates, and we do get one that's near and dear to my heart because I was there at WrestleMania 39. We do get Rey Mysterio, and he's got his Great Muta-inspired mask on this one. I think that is very, very cool. Big Muta fan. We'll talk about him in a little bit here. But that looks really good in the Ultimate Edition. No stranger to Rey Mysterio is to any toy line from wrestling related. But this one feels different. A new head sculpt, a new mask. I'm here for this. This is what I want out of Rey. I want difference. I want some difference, and that's what we got here. So very cool there. And I guess you can't have Rey without his son Dominic, and you even get Dominic with a Rey head sculpt as well that you can use. And big jacket, all that. But it is an Ultimate Dominic Mysterio. Is it too soon? I don't know anymore. I think things have changed, and we're going to talk about that as we go through this very video. The good, the bad, the ugly, like I did say. And some of this is a little ugly. And I've been a little down on the Ultimates. I enjoy what they're doing. They just don't feel as special as they once were. They're coming and they're turning and burning so fast. We're getting so many of them. Kind of the shine is wore off them for me. So much so that I sold my second collection of mint on card ones. I'm just straight up loose collector now at this point. But Dominic, I guess, deserves one. It just feels too soon. I don't know. But speaking if Dominic's too soon, what is this guy? It is LA Knight. No stranger to the toy lines lately. We just got our first Elite. Just got 2 basics fairly recently. We got more on the way. Now we're getting an Ultimate LA Knight. So, boy, it just seems like some of these guys that are getting Ultimates just feel like they're skipping ahead. But I think we have to rethink our thoughts on Ultimates. And it's not classic gear. It's not classic superstars, legends. It's current talent from matches and maybe not matches. Maybe just guys to get them an Ultimate line. And it really feels like we're getting everything multiple times from multiple lines. And that's kind of the way it's going in the future here. And like I said, more of that in the future. Stay tuned for more discussions about that here in this very video. But we're not done here. We got a few more things, and we did get something very, very interesting here. We got some Defining Moments action. So, of course, Ringside Collectible, the home of Defining Moments. Once again, use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. But we got RVD coming with a new head scan as well. And he's got the 2 ECW title belts at the same time. I'm here for that. But very cool to get an RVD in the Defining Moments line. And RVD, big figure collector. I can't remember if I mentioned on the channel the other day, he commented in my top 5 RVD videos. I think he was doing a little research for his video he did on his figure. So that was pretty cool. Nice of Rob to watch the channel, of course. Probably the major big hitter of that Defining Moments line, to me, looks really good is, of course, this Kane figure. I think this Kane looks really, really cool. I'm a big fan of Kane, obviously. You know I love my masked superstars. And this one is interesting because it comes with the flame effect. So you can put the flame on his arm when he caught on fire from that Inferno match. You do get the fire extinguisher. And then they did say that on the New Gen ring or the Attitude ring, WCW ring, I guess they could all be used for it, there's 4 effect pieces to go on the corner post, so you can do the whole Kane, put the fire up. So I thought that was a really cool attention to detail. This Kane feels a lot like Deja Vu Iron Maiden. It feels like we've been here before because we have many times with this Kane. But at least the accessories make it feel a little bit different. Packaging will make it feel different as well. So it's good, the bad, the ugly. A little bit of that. It's somewhere in the middle on this one for Kane. We're also getting an LA Knight Defining Moment. Like I said, never enough LA Knight, I guess. And this one isn't terribly different than that Ultimate. Almost feels like it's the same figure, just different articulation. Obviously, a few differences between these two. Extra hands with the Ultimate, extra heads with the Ultimates, but not terribly, terribly different there. So it feels like a little bit of a stretch to me. I'm not against LA Knight as a Defining Moment, but man, it just feels too early for a Defining Moment. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. You guys sound off in the comments below. And then the final Defining Moment looks like it'll be CM Punk. We should see that on Sunday. Should hear more about that. Guess we'll have to stay tuned to see what that's all about. We also saw the Ultimate Dusty Rhodes. We talked about that before. Got the 3 heads with that one. A lot going on with this Dusty. I like that they put a little extra throw-ins in the accessory department. Put him in his Boss Man cap, the nightstick twirling. Make it feel as different as possible from some of the Elites. So I'm here for that. And then possibly the biggest news this weekend, at least for me, Great Muta finally getting action figures here. Really felt that was in the direction it was going with last year's WrestleMania 39 when he went into the Hall of Fame, of course. Saw a lot of his memorabilia at the Superstore. Really felt that they were working towards that. Obviously, Bill out there from Mattel going to be pretty hush-hush about it, but you know Bill is excited. He's going straight to the Ultimate line with his first ever figure, skipping the basics, skipping the elites, going straight to Ultimate like a young Shinsuke Nakamura back in the day. So it's going to be very interesting, this Great Muta. I am here for that. Give me so many different Great Mutas. One of the all-time legends of wrestling. I'll never forget being a little kid watching his matches with Sting, and then, of course, working with Terry Funk, Gary Hart against Ric Flair. Amazing. Amazing was the Great Muta, and then went on to even bigger stardom from there, of course, over in Japan. I'm here for so many Great Mutas. I hope we get tons of them. Got to imagine we'll get an Elite, and wouldn't be shocked to see a Chase variant of the Elite to get a different one out there. Maybe even get a Superstars Great Muta. That could be in the cards as well. I'm sure they're going to have his contract for a little bit of time like Mr. T and Muhammad Ali. They're going to get us a Great Muta in about every single line, so be ready for that. I know I am. I'm here for that all day long, and twice on Sunday. There you go. But then we saw Carlito. Looks like he's going to be a Chase version as well. Carlito returned to the Elite line. I guess first ever Elite. He had basics back in the day, but never did get Elites. But you got two different versions of Carlito. How many Carlitos you need? Well, keep them coming, I guess. I think a lot of people will be here for a little Carlito action. Can't wait in the Ruthless Aggression line. And I guess that line's kind of gone now, so I guess maybe not. I was going to say, got to imagine one of these days we'll get a Ruthless Aggression style Carlito from his younger years. Have to imagine that'll be maybe in a Legends line, something like that. That could be coming very soon. And then we got to talk about the ladies. We love the ladies over here. Kairi Sane getting a new figure here with her updated look and damage control. Even got her little umbrella going on. So like a young Mary Poppins. Who knows? But very cool to get Kairi Sane. One of the greatest elbows off the top rope ever. Just absolutely insane. Love that. And that's what her elbow drop is the insane elbow. So there you go. Tiffany Stratton setting the world afire in many ways. She just recently had a Mattel Basic. We unboxed that on the channel. Now we're getting her Barbie-inspired Elite. Was that from the Elimination Chamber? It might have been. But we're getting that figure here very, very soon as well. So if you're in for Tiffany Stratton, you got to get that one. And then you can't have a line without some Usos. How about Jimmy and Jay Uso return to the Elite line? No strangers to toys over the last couple of years, as we do know. You get the Yeet and no Yeet is basically what it is right there. Doesn't set my world on fire, though. It feels like we've had too many of them lately, is what it is. Then we do get Seth Rollins. They said this is a Bray Wyatt tribute gear here. I believe they also said this will come with that new World Heavyweight title belt as well. So getting new title belts in the line, as we do know. And then Xavier Woods, of course, getting a figure here. We're here for that. Everybody loves old Xavier Woods, so he's coming back to the line here. No Kofi, no sign, at least as of yet. We'll have to stay tuned to that. But then it does look like we're going to get a Final Boss Rock in Elite 114. So probably a lot of reuse with this one here, but you got to get a Rock out there as fast as possible. It does not show a shirt on him or like a really expensive looking shirt. Be interesting if that gets included in there. But the Rock, he's hot as he's ever been, it really feels like. And dare I say, this might be my favorite incarnation of the Rock ever. Just a big bruiser, final boss. I mean, he just feels like a bad, bad dude, where before, you know, there was a lot of jokes and stuff like that. There's still a little bit of jokes. But he feels like a bad dude, a big powerhouse. Truly feels like a final boss of a video game is kind of how it feels. It has taken, in my opinion, some shine off Roman Reigns, though. It feels like Rock's the big dude and Roman's kind of off to the side. I don't know if that'll play together in the future. You'd have to imagine. We'll see what happens there. But The Rock coming in hot right there. And then we're going to come back hot with some more Ultimate Editions. Damian Priest getting an Ultimate Edition. So once again, feels too soon, but obviously I'm just out of the loop here, as this is the direction they're going. So Kyle, get with the program or get off, I guess is what you'd have to say. But we got Damian Priest coming to the Ultimate line. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how that all nets out. But we're not done. That's it for Mattel for a little bit. We're going to take a little Mattel break. We're going to go to Zombie Sailor because I was very excited. And if you saw my part 1 video, I said, man, I was really hoping Zombie Sailor would show off some of his more elite style figures. Well, Saturday was the day for that, and we got our first look at Jeff Jarrett. Does say coming soon, so I'm very hopeful it's going to be like, hey, guess what? May 1st, in stock shipping. That would be amazing. But this Jeff Jarrett looks good. That's the classic Jeff Jarrett a lot of us have wanted. Very excited to see that one. Can't wait to get that in hand. Talk about that when that day does come. And that should be hopefully coming sooner rather than later. Also showed off Brian Pillman, King Kong Bundy. We've seen those before, but looking very good. Bundy does look like the walking condominium over there. Behind him to note is Macho Man and CM Punk Zombie Sailor figures. Those pre-orders have already went up, as we do know. But we're not done there. We got Abdullah the Butcher. That's the one that really excited me, really set me off there. I'm here for Abdullah the Butcher. Looking amazing. That's one of my most wanted elite style figures. Loved Abdullah the Butcher as a kid. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. I just didn't understand it. It was so amazing to me. So very cool to get Abby here from Zombie Sailor Toy Line. That is a big, big major coup here for a lot of us collectors. Very excited to see that in person when that day does come. Very, very cool. And then we did see finally the retro Aldo Montoya. So for those who want an Aldo Montoya figure, hey, you're in luck. They added him to the ECW pile here today on Saturday. So now we turn our attention to the last bit of news. There's two little things here, and we'll talk about it. But it looks like the Vault Series 2. Of course, the Vault Sweeping the Nation, the Ringside Collectible exclusive. Basically like a greatest hits line, re-release line, and it's going to be a Ringside exclusive. However, my head is being scratched once again. It feels like too soon, and I don't know. We've talked about it ad nauseum. Yes, nauseum. I see both sides of the coin. Don't re-release the old stuff. Let's keep them valuable. But at the same time, hey, we got new collectors. There's money to be had. You got to put that business hat on. And the business hat always will win, and I guess always should win. So a lot of people are going to be happy to get updates here. I'm not against updates. It's just like, for me, it's like, I already have these. I was hoping for something new. I want something different because longtime collectors want to keep learning, want to keep pushing ahead. That's what I want. But it's great for new collectors. It's great for people that missed out, whatever. I understand all that. I will be getting these, but then it becomes in my head, okay, where do I do for displays? Like, we're going to look at Rikishi first. Didn't this just come out in the greatest hits not too long ago? So now it's coming back out in the vault already? Do I need 3 versions of this Rikishi on display? No Maniac does. So I'm not exactly sure what to do with these. I don't know what to do with these Vault's greatest hits. I don't want to buy something just to put it away, but you guys know I'm so deep in the Elite line right now. This is Kyle's internal struggle. I have every Elite figure. Do I just say, okay, these 6 figures, I'm calling it quits, no longer a completist on the Elite line? Feels a little extreme to me. I feel like I got to see this through till the day it ends. I don't know. I don't know what to do, but very interesting on that Rikishi first off. Obviously, you can make him different. You move the hands around. You take the skirt off him. You take the glasses. Make him different as possible. That's what you got to do. That's what I'm going to do. We got Diesel coming back to the line. This is an old school one from like Elite 17 or something like that. Maybe not. I don't know. I get them confused. I thought for a second it was maybe that Network Spotlight Target one. I don't think that's the case, but it could be. It's one of the ones, but now it's got the pinless joints, all the bells and whistles, of course. DX coming back out. These are former Target Hall of Fame exclusives back in the day. Decent figures. That Billy Gunn head sculpt on that one was always a little wonky, if you asked me. Shawn Michaels Ringside Collectible exclusive DX gear from back in the day. A very good looking one. I know a lot of people were looking for that as well. So you got some new stuff coming. And then of course Paul Heyman, which feels entirely too soon. I feel like they should have waited, but I think they're trying to strike while the iron's hot with Paul Heyman. Of course the Bloodline going into the Hall of Fame. We do know that was part of that 3-pack Amazon exclusive about, I don't know, 8 months ago, something like that. Now it's getting a single carded re-release. I don't know. I hope it comes with a different head or something to make it feel a little bit different, because this is part of the era of pinless joints. There's really no updates to it. It is basically just a re-release in new packaging, and I don't know if that's going to be for everyone. You guys sound off in the comments below. Then we did see that Ultimate Amazon Rey Mysterio. That should be shipping here in the next couple of weeks. It's going all over the place with Amazon and release dates, but hopefully the next week or two, the Fan Takeover Rey Mysterio coming out. And then finally, we saw some more WWE Superstars. We saw the full-on Razor Ramones. 2 versions, even Razor in pants. Looking very interesting there. So 2 Razors coming to the Superstars line. Brutus the Barber, the Beefcake. We saw him in full color as well. And then Rey Mysterio, old school WCW Cruiserweight Rey Mysterio coming to the Superstars line as well again. So there it is. A lot of reveals for day 2. Interesting to see what happens in day 3. Interesting to see what this panel happens. Interesting to see if Zombie Sailor puts anything else out, or we get any kind of peek under the tent what's going on with him. Be a very interesting day 3, and we'll recap it on the channel once we get all the news there. So there it is, Mattel reveals day 2. What are you excited for? How do you feel about this greatest hits vault type thing? Are you here for these? Do you feel like there's better things they could have picked out? I definitely could probably pick out some better characters, but it is what it is. It is a business at the end of the day, as I always do say. But let me know your thoughts, what you were the most excited for. For me, Great Muta, that's the biggest news of the weekend so far. I don't know if it could be top tomorrow. We'll see, but let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the old notification bell, and of course, don't forget about Patreon for early access to all the videos from both YouTube channels. Best way to support the channel, of course, Patreon. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com, search Kyle Peterson. And don't forget Amazon for the exclusive hardcover, though. You got to go to Barnes & Noble. It is my book, The Complete Guide to Jakks Classic Superstars Series. 700 pages, just shy of Jakks Classic Superstars goodness. Appreciate the support on the book. If you want an autographed copy, hit me up. Social media, SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram. So, For a little Mattel Reveals WrestleMania Weekend Day 2, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.